I'm 41 years old. I went to school for 8 years and paid back 80 grand in student loans to become a physical therapist with a doctoral degree. I've been making six figures for 12 years now, long time, whole boatload of money. I am broke. Our mortgage, we're lucky.
What? I'm assuming that he's going to add some kind of additional context where, like, they had a crazy medical bill or daughter got sick. It's got to be something. It's something there.
Duh.
No way that you could be making six figures.
I mean, we need a lot more context.
Let's guess. Why do you think he went broke?
Well, that there is the first more. That's the first piece of more context we need. What does he describe as broke? Do you see what I'm saying?
That's true.
Broke to me might be different than broke to him. So
I'm gonna say divorce.
you think divorce?
I'm gonna say divorce.
I'm gonna say I need more information. I'm gonna say that.
But it's a guess. It's a guess, bro.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wish we had the actual original video so we could see what he's saying. But there's so much to this. He says six figures. Six figures could be $100,000 flat.
Yeah.
Six figures could be $500,000. It's not because he's a physical therapist, unless he has his own practice. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, for example, income is just one piece of it. People hear income numbers, they go, "Oh wow, he makes this much a year."
I know what you're talking about.
That's okay.
There's a difference between like what you actually take home versus like gross. I see what you're saying.
Right. There's nominal income. That's what you gross. There's
Yeah.
real income, and that's adjusted for inflation. That's adjusted for where you live at. That's adjusted for your household size. Takes into account your debt. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, if he's living in California, he's already cooked.
You see-
$100,000 is six figures in California is nothing.
no, $100,000. I actually looked this up recently because I'm a nerd. $100,000 in I use DC as I use Austin, Texas as like the base.
Yeah.
And I compare it to DC. And cost of living in DC is like 34% higher overall than on Texas. So if you earn $100,000 in Texas, you can buy 34% more than you can if you earn $100,000 in DC. So where does he live? Right? How many kids does he have? What does his wife do? Is his mortgage too big? What kind of cars do they drive? There's so many things that go into it. So that's why I'm like, people say, "Oh, I make six figures and I'm broke." Well, yeah, I need more information.
We're not big spenders. We don't even spend on vacations because another piece of privilege is I married into a family that actually has a vacation home on a beach or near a beach. It's very nice. We don't pay to stay there. We're not big spenders.
Okay, so that's actually worse.
Yeah, I know what's going on.
That's because here's the thing: if you're a big spender and you make a lot of money, you know what the main problem is.
Right.
But if you're a person, could you imagine that's literally the worst. That's like you being responsible for your money and still not having money.
Right. No, you're right.
That's worse.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck is going on here. Because he said that even his mortgage is not a significant part of their income, he said. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna assume maybe it's just getting eaten taxes. I don't know.
could be taxes.
We drive two used cars. And the cost of living has nearly forced us to sell our house and move in with my mother-in-law, I guess.
Yes, nonsense.
I don't know.
Lies.
I didn't go to school for as long as I did.
Somebody a gambler, somebody a cokehead, somebody got some hoes on the side that they tricking off on, like to go to the strip club. It's an alternative lifestyle in there. Spending habits, shopping, credit cards, something. It's something in there. There's no way in the world that he should be selling his house and moving into the bedroom of his mother.
I gotta completely agree with that. There has to be something off.
Yeah.
There's. He said the cost of living. So like I said, he could be in California.
Right.
He could be in New York. Cost of living would definitely eat you up there. You could spend frugally and still be cooked.
Yeah. Well, you said something a second ago about taxes. Other than that, I don't get it. Because he said cost of living. What people say cost of living, most of the time they're talking about the three big ones, right?
Yeah.
So he talked about how they drive used cars. They didn't say whether or not they have debt on them or not.
Oh.
But let's assume that his used cars are
Yeah.
kind of paid off or they have low payments on them. He said the house does not take much of his income, and then they didn't mention food. But I mean, so then what cost of inflation is he talking about?
I don't know. But I definitely agree with Anton when he thinks like there might be something up.
Yeah, it's probably something.
I made 6 figures last year as a content creator, and this year it's been crickets. And it's a really humbling experience. And, I really strive to be really transparent. I always have, even with my PCOS baddie content, even in my pursuit of music, all the things that I talk about, but especially with the PCOS baddie stuff, I'm shaving my full beard, I'm showing my apron belly, I'm doing, the highs and the lows. I always strive to do that. So I wanted to be honest, because a lot of like my content where I talk about how much money I've made as a content creator always goes viral because it's really empowering, it's inspiring, and trust me, it is for me. When I see other people, I'm like, dang, like we can make money off of being creative and being ourselves and showing up and being a platform for brands to share their amazing products or their services or whatever. And it's been really, really rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really scared. It's really uncertain right now. It feels really dark. I feel shaken to my core. I've pitched myself relentlessly to brands. I have been applying to jobs and positions that have to do with influencer marketing because I'm really good at that. I'm a really good social media strategist. I've worked with plenty of brands on the brand side and on the creator side. I work in the music industry at record studios, recording studios, labels, and all kinds of different things. Like I have experience in so much, and it's like getting brand deals is hard right now. Getting a job is hard right now.
This was in like 2024. So in 2025, I can only imagine it being a lot worse. But part of the reason why I think that she's seen such a significant decline in brand deals and her money is just that people don't have the same money to spend. A lot of times, like influencer, like buying and selling stuff, like a lot of times, like they recommend something and then you buy it or you click on the link. I just think a lot of people don't have money right now. I mean, they didn't have money like that in 2024. Now it's even worse. So, I mean, I think that's why she's seen a significant decline in that. And then you got to think about like these brands, they have to make money. So if they're not making a whole lot of money right now, you're not going to make a whole lot of money because people aren't spending a whole bunch. So, I mean, I think that's a big part of it. Also, the thing about being like a social media influencer and stuff like that, like if your primary source is TikTok, I know that like TikTok platform does not pay that much, so they're very like brand dependent, very dependent on brands reaching out and stuff like that. You just have to diversify your income. So if you're a content creator on TikTok, I always suggest people from TikTok to go to YouTube and find a way of making long form content that appeases the same audience. Because I mean, I just don't see like, and here's the thing, I'm never against working with brands. So shout out to all the brands that come out to us. I mean, I think it's great. It's a great opportunity. But I think if you're solely relying on partnerships and brand deals, I mean, to me, that's just like another 9-to-5 job. Like it defeats the purpose of being an influencer to me.
All I'll add to what you said is that last piece, I'll touch on that because I think that's spot on. I was watching a video not too long ago about another content creator.
Yeah.
I don't really watch her. She just did a video on her channel and how she started it and all that stuff. And she was talking about the different streams of income she gets from YouTube is what she does. She's mainly a YouTuber. And she said exactly what you said. She's like, because she's now quit her job and she does content creation full time. But before she quit her job, she said that she made sure she was hitting at least $10,000 a month each month from content creation. But she made sure that the most of that money was coming from her AdSense and her own product she created, and pretty much things she could control. Because you can't really control when you do brand deals necessarily, what they are and how long they're gonna last. So you don't want to like, okay, I make $10,000 a month, but half of that's brand deals. That could go away tomorrow, and now it's $5,000 a month. Versus you could probably consistently know, okay, if I do this many videos a week and get this many views on average, I'll make this much of AdSense mostly. Over the last 6 months, I've sold this many courses. It seems to be consistent. There's more control there versus, oh, brand A wants to work with me this month. How long are they going to work with you? Some might stay a while, some might not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, not only that, but I think a lot of people don't realize how a lot of brand deals work. Like, you have to submit videos to them to see if they like it. They have to approve the video. It has to, like, there's certain things that you have to do with brand deals that you wouldn't have to do on a regular video. That's why I'm not big on my total income coming from brand deals, because like sometimes, especially if you're a reviewer of product, that messes with your authenticity. So then like people don't really know, like is this a good product because you're just selling me something? Like you'll see a lot of times on internet or especially on TikTok videos, a lot of people will be like, okay, well, you're a shill. Just in case some of you guys are unaware of like what a shill is, it's pretty much a brand kind of pretty much pays them to have an opinion on something, and they automatically are going to think it's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, so if you're a content creator that does that, that's on you. That's silly because, like you just said, you're kind of slapping your that's a slap to the face of your viewers.
Yeah,
You're not being honest.
Yeah, you're selling yourself out, and then here's the thing: everyone knows when it's a bad product. Like it's an undeniably bad product, like bad.
By the way, it's funny you say that because I think the authenticity goes so far. Even like, for example, the person I was talking about that was talking about her channel.
Yeah.
She said that she would get sent items from, companies or whatever. She'd actually review them and say to her audience, I'm not really feeling this like that. I don't really like it. Y'all can feel free to try it yourself and see what you think. And she got a lot of sales from that.
Yeah.
But she was still being authentic. She wasn't lying and saying, oh, I like it. She was saying, I don't really like it. I don't know how the brands feel about that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, but you're right though. You gotta be authentic.
You have to be authentic.
Money rant for the day, if anyone
You, mom,
cares
brother?
to listen.
Brother,
So
dad,
I made a video the
dad,
other day
dad.
talking about how I make 107, or I made 107 last year. I'm honestly probably going to make more this year, and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. I'm still in a ton of debt. My bank account still goes into the negative sometimes. And people in the comments were just flabbergasted. They could not fathom the fact that I have an income like that and still live the way I do. Granted, we do live in Massachusetts. Cost of living is very high. But someone else commented saying that everybody in my comments were in the poverty mindset. And honestly, I do agree with that. Like I see the people at my work, the CNAs and stuff, working doubles constantly because that's, in their mind, that's really their only option, is just to like continue to answer to the man. And I refuse to live like that. I want to give my daughter a good life. I feel bad for her. She can't have like normal play dates and sleepovers because there's nowhere for her to go, for them to play. There's just no space, and we're growing out of our house. But the mindset shouldn't be, oh, budget your money. Don't go out to eat once a month. Don't get your nails done. That shouldn't be the mindset. The mindset should be, there are ways to make more money, especially nowadays. It's wicked hard to live as a millennial because of just the time that we were born and the housing situation and how expensive everything is. But we can get out of this.
I actually agree with her. Listen, if you're in a really bad spot, does budgeting help? But at the end of the day, I mean, you can only budget for so long until you cut out everything that you need to have a decent life. Like if you're to a point where you're budgeting and then you got to cut out like the gym, which if you go to Planet Fitness is like what, $15 a month, or you got to cut out occasionally eating something that you like obviously you don't want to go out to eat every single day, like obviously, but like a weekend treat, going out to eat twice a month, and you got to cut that out like that. At that point, that's not like a whole lot of living, you know. I would say like the best method is, I agree with her, you just got to make more money or find ways to make more money opposed to just like cutting back on everything, because inflation is going to kill that.
Yeah.
And you're just going to keep getting less.
Right. And, to add to that too, she was talking about how she sees friends or coworkers that are CNAs working like double, triple shifts. The key is to learn high income skills or skills that pay you more money without having to trade all your life for it. Because if you go to work for 30 hours, if you go to work for like 80 hours a week, it's only so long you can do that. Right?
That's tough.
So yeah, so
That's
I mean,
tough.
exactly. So you can earn, there's different ways, there's two ways to earn more income. You can do it by trading more of your time and grinding. You're going to burn out. It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So that's why learning higher income skills is the key. And also too, learning a high income skill, maybe if you're in a certain income bracket that's kind of on the lower side, that has a little bit less of a barrier to entry maybe. So that doesn't mean go back to get like a degree and pay.
I don't think that's worth it anymore.
I'm not saying
I'm just
that.
being honest.
Right. Like do something that's a trade more, like a
Yeah.
blue collar trade or a lower white collar trade, digital marketing or, something like that.
I think online is your best method.
Yeah.
I think online really is, because brick and mortar is going away. And then if you're a brick and mortar, which means like you own a physical location, you got to pay that too. And then like there's just a lot that goes into it, opposed to you just being online and selling directly to consumer. Or maybe like sometimes it's the small things. Like I know someone that has their own t-shirt thing and they make a decent amount of money off of that. So it just really just depends on what you're doing and finding your niche within that industry.
Yeah. And you're talking more about the entrepreneurial side of things. what it sounds like. I'm talking about more like as an additional job that you're working for the man, as she said.
Yeah, but I'm saying that she has a high income skill. She's a nurse.
Oh, for her. I'm talking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking about her CNA friend she's talking about.
But they're still like nurses.
Well, CNAs are they're closer probably to
Because aren't they working towards being a nurse?
yeah. So that's the thing. They're not nurses yet, so they're not really making nurse salaries. They're making lower income, and sometimes they're not working towards being a nurse. Some people stay as CNAs, which
Oh,
that's
Did not
if
know
you
that.
want to do that, that's fine. Like it's his own career,
Yeah.
or own job. So, but it doesn't pay nearly as much. So my point is like if you're in a low income paying job, as opposed to working more hours for that low income paying job, maybe think of ways to increase that income by going to a higher paying job. Is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Just doesn't mean you're bad because you're at where you're at now. It's just maybe you want to work towards maybe in the future when you get older, especially you don't want to work all these hours when you're 50, 60. So you got to put yourself in a position to.
That is hell.
Yeah.
That is hell, man.
So that's all.
Okay, guys. So if you think 6 figures is enough now, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think it is, and you're just budgeting wrong, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't go broke.